Is Roman Reigns already an all-time great WrestleMania superstar? I sure think so, and I'm going to tell you why. What's up, folks? This is Fred Richani, TSC News, the Sports Courier, your home for pro wrestling news updates, interviews, reviews, and a little bit of everything in between. If you're new here, I'd appreciate you subscribing. On this episode of Greatest Superstars in WrestleMania History, we're going to look at the legacy up until 2018 of Roman Reigns, the big dog, on the grandest stage of them all. And on the surface, you may think it's blasphemous that I might say that Roman Reigns is one of the best performers ever when it comes to WrestleMania. Now, full disclosure, going over his WrestleMania resume, his matches were a hit or miss. Personally, I think through no fault of his own. But he had a damn good performance or two in there, and his accomplishments as far as who he beat and what he did cannot and will not be denied. So we got to go back to 2013, WrestleMania 29. The Shield's WrestleMania debut was in East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, also the home of WrestleMania 35. I was there in attendance. I had an obstructed view. It was not a pleasant experience for the most part as far as live viewing, but it was cool to see the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, taking on Randy Orton, Big Show, and Sheamus in a six-man tag. The Shield got the win. It was a decent opener. Overall, it was not a great WrestleMania, although it did have a classic Punk versus Undertaker matchup, which we covered in our Undertaker WrestleMania episode. And it kicked off a pretty memorable run for all three involved, who ended up becoming WWE World Heavyweight Champions. 2014. This was random as hell, right? The Shield was still running wild. The Shield had debuted at WrestleMania. Actually, they had debuted, at Survivor Series 2012. WrestleMania 29 was their WrestleMania debut. But Survivor Series 2012, during the CM Punk, Ryback, John Cena WWE title matchup, they interfered on behalf of CM Punk, allowing him to get the win. But they were not associated with CM Punk that much longer. They were heels. They did work a little bit with the Authority, but for the most part, they marched to the beat of their own drums. And 2014 was around the time when they turned babyface. And prior to WrestleMania 30, we had hints of them possibly breaking up. There was an infamous match, a handicap match at WWE TLC 2013 that saw CM Punk somehow defeat all three members of the Shield in a 3-on-1 handicap match because two of the members that had been knocked to the outside or something, or one of them was chasing a guy. I mean, it was ridiculous. And it was all a catalyst to set up the Shield breaking up. Now, spoiler alert, they would break up just a couple months later, which I think, in hindsight, was a mistake. But it is what it is. You can't rewrite history. You could only tell it and give your honest opinion about it. At least I'm giving my honest opinion about it. And at the time, the Shield was hot. They were baby faces, and they destroyed, get this, Road Dogg Jesse James and Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws, and Corporate Kane. Not the Kane that y'all know with the mask and the hair. No. This was bald Kane, unmasked, in slacks. And this squash was only a couple minutes long. Just absolute destruction. This was notable for Billy Gunn actually suffering a pretty bad internal injury and having to go to the hospital after taking the triple power bomb. But dominant win for the Shield. Got them on the show. Nothing really to write home about, right? But if you think about it, the previous year, Roman Reigns, in the six-man tag, helped defeat Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Big Show, all three former world champions. Then next year, he destroyed Kane, a former WWE and ECW champion, along with two guys who are part of one of the greatest tag teams ever, the New Age Outlaws. The next year, this was the first year where the Roman Reigns polarization occurred. At WrestleMania 31, it was Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar had been undefeated for quite some time, broken the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, making it 21-1, which we talked about in our Undertaker episode. He destroyed John Cena at SummerSlam 2014 for the WWE title, held it ever since, had a excellent triple threat match with John Cena and Seth Rollins at Royal Rumble, being victorious going into WrestleMania. And Roman Reigns, he had broken off from the Shield, he had been doing his thing, and he had been handled like crazy. We had the 2015 Royal Rumble where the fans wanted Daniel Bryan to win. He got eliminated early in the match, and fans just hijacked that Royal Rumble in Philadelphia, taking it over. Boo Birds reigning supreme. It didn't help that Royal Rumble in general was just not that good, with the final four being Rusev, who was in hiding, Big Show, and Kane. In 2015. Yeah, it was bad. Even The Rock saving Roman Reigns, his real-life cousin, and celebrating with him afterwards could not save this Royal Rumble, and it could not save Roman Reigns' main event run. We get to Fastlane, where they ended up doing Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Great match. Roman Reigns got the win. But once again, WWE tried to get Roman Reigns over by having Daniel Bryan endorse him. Before that, it was The Rock endorsing him. And it just did not work. We get to WrestleMania 31. Hostile environment. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I didn't really think this match was anything special at the time I watched it. Okay, I thought the match was action-packed. I thought the guys worked hard. But I didn't consider it like a great match or anything like that. I thought it was a great moment because at the end, Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank, got the win, won the title. Great stuff. Fireworks flying in Santa Clara, the home of the 49ers in California. But I rewatched this match prior to doing this episode. And I got to tell you, this is one of the best WrestleMania main events in recent history. And I'll tell you why. The crowd heat, unbelievable. Brock Lesnar at his baddest ass self. Just an absolute killer. And Roman Reigns, dare I say, looking back 3 years now, had maybe the best babyface performance of his career. And it's hard to get sympathy for a guy that wears a G-Unit bulletproof vest, right, when he's taking chair shots and all this stuff. I don't even so much mind that he like has something covering his chest, but the fact that it's actually a vest and it's got this weird like pattern, I think it makes him look bad. If he had like, like a sleeveless shirt or something like Kevin Owens, maybe one that's a little bit tighter that fits around his muscles, that'd be cool. But no, he has the vest. And so it's kind of hard to get sympathy that way as a babyface. Also, he's a bigger guy than a lot of dudes on the roster. But he ain't bigger than Brock Lesnar. He ain't stronger or more badass than Brock Lesnar. And I completely forgot the kind of beating this dude took. You got to remember, in 2015, as a Daniel Bryan fan, I was pissed off, not at Roman Reigns, but pissed off at WWE for forcing Roman Reigns down our throats. I was also pissed because Sting in his WWE debut, his WrestleMania debut, lost to Triple frickin' H. Not cool. Not cool, at least from a longtime WCW fan like myself. But that's another story for another day. So going into that match at the time, I was already kind of pissed off. I was happy Seth Rollins won. And it was kind of cool to see Brock Lesnar kill Roman Reigns. But I don't know, I guess I just didn't appreciate it at the time, given everything that was going on and all the behind-the-scenes stuff. But watching this match in a vacuum, seeing the beating Roman Reigns took, seeing how he valiantly came back, I gotta say, objectively speaking, all these years later, the best move with the benefit of hindsight, knowing how everything played out, might have been for Roman Reigns to just outright win the world title. And had he fallen on his face after that, and he had to go to Seth Rollins or somebody else, then he could have done that. But it would have been nice to see Roman Reigns truly sink or swim from the beginning rather than having these false starts and then he gets the title, then he doesn't get the title. But my God, he had a great performance in this match. Brock Lesnar had a great performance in this match. Seth Rollins, for the few minutes he was in it, had a great performance in this match. And this is one of the better WrestleMania main events in history, even before the cash-in. It's one of the best WrestleMania main events, I think, in recent history. It really is. I mean, if you really think about just the last match, right? It wasn't as good as Daniel Bryan versus Batista and Randy Orton. But it was better than the two Rock and Cena matches. It was better than The Miz and John Cena. You can make the argument in a way... Not psycho. I don't know. I don't think it was better than Shawn Michaels' Undertaker at WrestleMania 2026, in 2010. But it was better than the last match at WrestleMania 25, which was Randy Orton versus Triple H. You can make the argument it was better than Triple H and Batista. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the more underrated WrestleMania main events. So great stuff from all involved. I think a classic main event, honestly. And then you get to WrestleMania 32. Triple H as the champion and the evil authority figure defending against Roman Reigns. I hated this match. I thought it was slow and boring. I love Triple H's in-ring work, but there is one major flaw in Triple H's career at times, and that is that no matter what the crowd says, no matter what the position is of the match at the time of the show, Triple H, by God, is going to do his damn match. And he's not going to care if you like it or you don't. He's just going to do his match. And a lot of times it works out well. Other times, not so well. And this was one of those times where it did not work out so well. WrestleMania 32, Arlington, Texas, Cowboy Stadium, set a huge attendance record, biggest WrestleMania of all time. Show ran very long. This was the start of these marathon WrestleManias, which peaked with WrestleMania 33 being a 7-hour show. And it saw Roman Reigns defeat Triple H to win a WWE title. I remember barely staying awake for this match. I think this match ended damn near close to midnight. It was just ridiculously long. And look, to be fair, if this had taken place at the 10 o'clock hour, maybe I would have a much different opinion of this match. But by God, and the thing is too, this was a blood feud. Triple H had bloodied Roman Reigns, beat him down with a sledgehammer, just whooped his ass from pillar to post. And in this match, they had some brawling, but it was just slow and plodding. And, this was kind of like the Triple H Randy Orton match at WrestleMania 25. We expected a fight, and then it just was like a slow, boring, plodding match. Like, no, I wanted to see a fight. I wanted to see, kind of similar to what was, on the card the following year, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania 33. Those guys just beat the hell out of each other for 5 minutes, and that was a wrap. And it was great. And it was probably the best match on that show. I wanted to see that. But no, we got a Triple H wrestling match, and it wasn't that good. Notable spot being Stephanie accidentally got speared. And then, Roman Reigns got the win. 1, 2, 3. WWE champion. So from a match quality standpoint, not great at all. From an accomplishment standpoint, pretty damn great. Beat Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania. Won the world title. All fun and games, right? But no, because Roman Reigns would have some rough times after this. He'd fail a drug test, get suspended for 30 days, feud over the U.S. title, but slowly but surely got back into the top mix. And I got to say, since that time at WrestleMania 32, which was kind of boring, he's probably been one of the most consistently good to great in-ring performers in WWE. So props to Roman Reigns there. Although, unfortunately, the trend of underwhelming Roman Reigns matches continued at WrestleMania 33 because while he did close out the show yet again in Orlando, Florida, it was against The Undertaker, who at the time was 52 years old. This was not a good match. A notable spot, blown spot, being they were trying to do like a reverse tombstone or reverse each other's tombstone attempts, and Undertaker and Reigns just kind of collapsed. And it was just very sad. Roman Reigns got the win. He said on Raw the next night, it's his yard now. And fast forward, WrestleMania 34, he's set to face Brock Lesnar again for the Universal Championship. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to have a great match. And when I look back, this career of Roman Reigns is a complicated one. But there's no doubt he's accomplished a whole lot from a storyline and creative perspective. And there's no doubt he's accomplished a lot from an in-ring perspective. And yeah, while his matches at 32 and 33 at WrestleMania did underwhelm, it cannot be overlooked that this dude has main evented WrestleMania 31, 32, 33, on the verge of main eventing WrestleMania 34. If he's the very last match at WrestleMania 34, that's going to be 4 straight headlining appearances at WrestleMania in the very last match. That's a record right there. And whether you agree with it or not, whether you like him or you don't, you cannot argue with the fact that he has had one hell of a WrestleMania run. And if there's one match that I'd recommend you guys watching out of all these I listed, again, it is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns 1. Hopefully these guys can top that effort at 34, but we will see what happens. But folks, I want to hear from you. Do you think that Roman Reigns belongs on the list of greatest WWE superstars in WrestleMania history? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us, Facebook us, do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, take care. Feel free to subscribe because we got plenty more Greatest Superstars in WrestleMania history videos coming your way. And until next time, as always, enjoy the matches, and believe that. Unfortunately, I'm not as badass as Roman Reigns, so that didn't come off very well. Let's try that again. This is my yard now. E for effort.